Right now, the slimmest of margins for the Cleveland Guardians to have a record of 75 and 57. That is one game better than the Royals.
There's a lot more at stake because this is for first place.
That's well hit into right center field. Go ball. It will go indeed into the third row. Miles DeYoung goes to the opposite field.
Matter of time. Straight fastballs go a long way to powerful hitters. MJ had 9 pitches and almost hit one in one of them.
Ryan Sweeney is going to come out, and so is trainer Chris DeLucia.
Well, you wonder, if that stretch did anything to him.
Because it looked like he was trying to act like a first baseman.
Yeah, when he got down
Watch him, he hustled.
right here. Then he took a split right here.
Started stirring around up there. Now they're all stirring. Too bad. Your adrenaline gets pumping, and you get out there and you want to get that double play. He stretches a little too far. If he had to do it again, he would just catch the ball.
There's a line drive into right field. That'll get the runner over. Here comes Isbell. Here comes Thomas Throw, and Freddie will do more than that. He'll get him in. And it's 6-1 Royals in the ninth.
Well, the Guardians have now lost 7 of 9 this year to Kansas City. All 3 in this series, with the finale still to come tomorrow.
And for the first time since April the 13th, the Royals are in first place in the American League Central.
Well, that's our goal, is to win the division, right? Clearly nothing's decided. We got, like you said, a month plus to go, but the way we're playing. Our guys are super competitive. They don't back down from anything, and this is what a pennant race should be. To be honest, it's fun to be going back and forth with a good team, and the Twins are right in it too. So I mean, this is what it's like. I think sometimes people lose sight of that you want to win the division by 20 games, but that just doesn't happen very often, right? I mean, this is what playoff baseball is like, going back and forth, close games, all those kinds of things, and I think our guys are embracing that.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, August 28, 2024. Stephen St. John in studio with you for the next 4 hours. Coming up at 6:30, we'll be joined by former Royals pitcher Mike Boddicker. Then, since it's game week, we'll have the coach Gary Barnett on at 8 o'clock. Talk about Mizzou and Kansas State opening up their seasons. Matt Derrick from ChiefsDigest.com at 8:30 to discuss the first edition of the 53-man roster that was released, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours late by the Chiefs. They were the last team in the NFL to actually put something out hours after the deadline. Fine, take all the time you want. Who's going to tell you no? Apparently nobody. Apparently we found out there's no penalty for refusing to release your roster because they wouldn't do it. But they did it, and so now we have it, and we'll talk about it with Matt Derrick. We'll check in with our friend Mike DePasquale. Mike's got this. Mike's got picks at 9:05. And also, we'll tell you about Red Wednesday coming up and give you all the details you need to know for Hy-Vee Red Wednesday. Get your flag. Get all the stuff you need coming up next week in anticipation of the season opener between the Chiefs and the Ravens. But we start off with the red-hot Kansas City Royals. The first place Kansas City Royals.
How about those Royals, huh?
The first place Kansas City Royals.
Could have been because he was excited about it.
That's right, I said it. The Royals beat the Guardians again last night.
Thank you, my friend.
Which is just, I mean, what a big series. And it's wild that they've won the first 3 games. They win again last night, 6-1.
Yes, sir.
And so they tie Cleveland for first place at 75 and 58, but they're in first place because they have the tiebreaker. And that ain't going away, by the way. The tiebreaker is head-to-head performance. And by virtue of last night's win, the Royals have won the season series against Cleveland. They are 7-2 against Cleveland, and there's only 4 games left against Cleveland. So no matter what happens between now and the end of the season, over the next 29 games, the Royals have already won the season series against Cleveland, and so they have the tiebreaker. They have the tiebreaker. Huge advantage for the Royals in this very close race for the AL Central Championship. They own the head-to-head tiebreaker, and that ain't changing. Ain't nothing Cleveland can do about that. So now Cleveland has got to win this thing outright against the Royals. They got to win this thing by a game. If they're tied, they're down. Tie goes to the Royals. And so that's a huge development. But the Royals have a chance to go for the sweep today. The Royals are in first place. And look, is it shocking that they've won the first 3 games? A little bit, with the way they played those last 2 games against Philadelphia. I didn't predict it. I didn't anticipate it. Thinking, man, they're not playing well. They did not play 2 clean games in those last 2 against Philadelphia. Can they go to Cleveland and just can they get a split? Can they somehow win 3 out of 4? I don't know. We'll see. But man, if they could get a split, I'm good. Well, now I'm greedy. Now I want to sweep. They've won the series. They've won 3 out of 4. And no matter what happens in the game today, they've sent a message. They made a statement. This division is up for grabs, and the Royals are the team that's playing like they're headed towards the division championship.
Yeah, how about that? The boys are playing some ball, huh?
And Cleveland looks like a team that's going to be holding on for dear life when it comes to making the playoffs. I mean, it's all, hey, anything can happen. 29 games left for the Royals. But if it's not shocking that the Royals have won the first 3 games of the series, I think we can say that it's shocking the way they've won the first 3 games of the series. Once again, they don't get much out of their starting pitcher. This time it's due to injury. Michael Lorenzen has to leave the game after only an inning and 2/3 and only 28 pitches. And again, you're thinking, wow, no. I mean, they had to go to the bullpen early and often and deep in both games in the doubleheader. And now they got to go right back to it even earlier. If I would have told you that Reagans doesn't go 5, Marsh doesn't go 5, and Lorenzen doesn't go 2, I bet you'd have been wondering, have the Royals won a game in this series? There's no way that you could have guessed that the Royals had won all three. Look, we've seen Lucas Erceg emerge as one of the best relievers in baseball. We've seen, and again, he pitched again last night, so he's in my circle of trust. We've been talking about John Schreiber since he came off the IL. He pitched another clean inning last night. He just keeps doing it in high leverage situations. And so then Schreiber, like, okay, Schreiber, circle of trust, welcome in. Thank you. But, I mean, everyone's chipping in now. Carlos Hernandez went 2 1/3, gave up 2 hits, a run. Okay. Thrust in the duty, you'll take it. And then MacArthur comes in, but then you're dealing with a rain delay. You're dealing with a rain delay, and you're thinking, oh, damn it. They almost had that game official. How long we have to wait? What are they going to do? How's this going to play out? And so finally it's, we know, I don't know how hard it rained out here, but it rained like hell up north last night. But finally they're going to restart the game at 9:20 Central. Do you realize after the rain delay, the bullpen was perfect? Cleveland sent 15 hitters up and 15 hitters went down. I mean, you just never know after a rain delay. Maybe, and I'm thinking, well, Cleveland has an hour or so, however long it was, a couple hours to sit there and think, we better get our act together. We better get our blank together. We're on the verge of losing 3 in a row to the team. We're on the verge of losing our hold on first place for the first time since April. And maybe they come out firing. They come out, the hell with this. We got to go. They came out and did nothing. They came out and got shut down. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with the bullpen right now. Okay, so now I must. I've waited. I've tried to wait on this because it's been a roller coaster of a season for this guy. But now I must send out. He had an invitation. It was revoked. Now I'm resending it, an invitation back into the bullpen's circle of trust. Maybe a round of applause. Please welcome back James MacArthur to the circle of trust. And I'll be honest with you, I dragged my feet on this one. Last night, he pitches 2 perfect innings with 4 strikeouts. That's good, right? Okay. How many scoreless outings now in a row is that for James MacArthur before I welcome him back into the circle of trust? Jake? How many scoreless outings in a row for MacArthur? I'll be honest with you. I'm not kidding you. I've gone out of my way not to mention this for fear of a jinx. But after yesterday and going 2 innings and striking out 4, yeah, I gotta say something now. It's more than just he's back in. How many scoreless outings did it take me?
6.
9.
Okay, that's 2 good numbers.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
That enough?
Yeah.
9 consecutive scoreless outings. Okay.
You're in.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Card reinstated.
And he's done it twice against Cleveland. I guess that's what I had to see, Get out there, do that on the road against Cleveland in these important games. Okay, all right. Hey.
4 strikeouts and 2 innings last night.
I got you. I get it. So now in this series, he has 3 innings pitched, no hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Okay, we're good. Thank you, James MacArthur. Welcome back, Circle of Trust. So, I mean, and he was huge. I mean, they all were. Look at the way they've had to depend on the bullpen in this series. It's just, and that's like what when you over the even after the trade deadline when they got Ursig and Hunter Harvey, despite Harvey being on the IL, I mean you're thinking, what could keep this team out of the postseason if the bullpen blows up? Even with Ursig pitching like the best reliever in baseball, the bullpen could blow up around him. That's my biggest fear. Yes, I know the offense is inconsistent, but when you have a middle of the lineup, middle of the order, like Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, and Salvi, all three on pace to have around 110 or 115 ribbies, it's hard to complain too much about the offense. And all, go, you know what? Go ahead and add in whatever hitter that Paul DeYoung has turned into in a Royals uniform. Because all he does is rake. So I'm not here to judge him. And really, are we here to judge anyone for what they did in a Chicago White Sox uniform this year? Don't you just kind of give that a pass? Like, okay, it's the White Sox. You know, what a miserable situation that's got to be. And we've talked about this, but can you imagine how rejuvenated you would feel if you're sitting in the White Sox clubhouse, getting ready to play the Royals, and someone comes over and tells you, hey, could you pack your bag? Wow, what's going on? Yeah, we just traded you, where? To the Royals.
Bye-bye.
You're in the wild card spot now. You're a playoff team now. You're in the playoff team. You're in the playoffs. You're not with us anymore. Does it look like it injected life into his season? Listen to this. Ian Kraft, the Royals have been all over this. Over the last 2 days, these 3 games in Cleveland, this is what the bullpen's done. 16 2/3 innings. 2 runs allowed. That's a 1.08 ERA. In 16 2/3 innings, they've given up 8 hits, struck out 13, earned 3 wins, and 2 saves. Wow. And then, like last time, even though the Royals have had success, when we've looked at the Royals and the Cleveland matchup, what's been one of the biggest reasons, especially early on, why Cleveland built such a lead in the division and what it looked like, what their biggest strength was? What was it? Bullpen. And look at that bullpen. Man, oh man. You give that bullpen a lead, forget about it. That bullpen's for real. Now that's a bullpen. And there's just something wonderful about the Royals going to their crib and winning this series by outperforming their bullpen. By the Royals bullpen absolutely putting on a show. How could you be any better? I guess they couldn't have given up those 2 runs, but I mean, in 16 1/3 innings. If your bullpen's ERA is hovering around 1, it's a job well done, people. This is the first time since April 13th that the Guardians are not alone in first place. April 13th. John Fanta, who's a college basketball guy that we've tried to get on the show that I enjoy. He's apparently a big Cleveland fan, and he was tweeting through it last night. He's had it. He said, after tonight's rain delay, the Guardians went 15 up, 15 down. Royals bullpen was perfect. Kansas City went 6-1. The American League Central Division is tied at the top. Cleveland led by 9 games just 2 months ago. The lead is gone. A remarkable collapse. That is remarkable. I'll be honest with you. There was a time when I looked at it like, focus on the wild card. Focus on the wild card.
Remarkable.
And now it's like, can you get the number 1 seed? I mean, can you get the... Hey, everything's on the table. But, I mean, legitimately, you can look at it now like, you may not even have to deal with the wild card round. You get the number 2 seed, it might just be advancing to the ALDS. I mean, it's real. It's happening, people. Also, a couple of updates, and hopefully the Royals avoided disaster with both of these. Michael Lorenzen, he left, trying to cover first base. They described it as a left hamstring strain. He's headed back to Kansas City today to get an MRI on his left hamstring. Mike Gutierrez said that he thinks it's mild, but he's doubtful that he'll be able to pitch in 5 days.
Some hams.
And so I get, you hate that he misses a start, but best case scenario, MRI checks out, he misses one start, and then he's good to go. Cross your fingers. And then when we all held our breath, I don't know how you guys reacted. When Bobby Witt Jr. got hit by a pitch on the hand, first I wanted to just be honest, reach into my computer screen and choke the pitcher out. No! No! With a triangle choke. And have him either tap out or just, put him out. That's what I wanted to do. Now listen, is that appropriate? No. Is that nice? No. Is that acting like an adult? No. But I'm telling you, when Bobby Witt Jr. got hit on the hand, I wanted to choke the Cleveland pitcher out. And that's just gut reaction. And then the stupid Cleveland fans, did you hear them yelling in the background? He leaned into it. He leaned into it. Did you hear that? He leaned into it. Go back and listen to it. And you got these jerk-off Cleveland. He leaned. If he had time to do anything, he leaned into it. Hey, Cleveland, lean into this. I don't even know what that means. But I'm telling Cleveland to lean into this in response. Lean into it. Shut up. But Andy Rogers reported what Q said, Bobby Witt Jr.'s right middle finger. Yeah, I'll give that pitcher and Cleveland the right middle finger. How about that? Bobby Witt Jr.'s right middle finger received the brunt of the hit by pitch in the 7th inning. The strength tests checked out fine, but he was getting an X-ray post-game just to make sure. He obviously kept playing, seemed okay. So, all fingers and toes crossed. Cross everything that you have and just cross it. Your legs, whatever. So, but when that happened, I was like, oh, don't you dare.
No.
Baseball gods, don't you dare. All right. Royals, 75-58. First place. Mike Boddicker's here to talk about it after this. Let's go Royals on Sports Radio 810 WHP. Welcome back to the show. Jake Eisenberg tweeted out last night, Royals lost to the Marlins on June 25th and fell to a season worst 10 games back in the division. 2 months later, they're tied for first. Bob Nightingale, close confidant of Mike Boddicker, said the Royals, with their 6-1 victory, have now won 25 consecutive games when yielding 4 or fewer runs in a game, tied for the longest streak in franchise history. The last time they accomplished that feat was in 1985.
Good year.
I remember what happened then.
Yeah.
1985. Don't you?
Good year.
Where were you in 85?
Not for me.
Where were you in 85?
In Baltimore.
Watching the Royals.
Yeah, I watch.
But, I mean, you
yeah.
Did you like the Royals or did you hate the Royals?
No, I like the Royals.
Did you respect the Royals?
They were good. We hated coming to play here because.
Did you like that turf that was nice and cool in the summer months?
I did not like that turf. No. And the Royals had some great pitching back then. So.
Oh, really?
Whew.
Brett Sabragan, Mark Gubazad,
our guy,
Charlie Lee Brandt, Danny Jackson. Who else? What else?
Quiz. They hated facing Quiz. The guys did.
Saves pretty good, huh?
No, Saves was real good. not pretty good.
How old was he? 15 years old when he went?
Yeah, something like that. 18,
right.
15, 18.
That's right. How about? I mean, listen. That bullpen over these. If I'd have told you, Reagan's isn't going to get 5 innings. Marsh didn't get 5 innings. Lorenzen's not going to get 2. They're going to have to rely on this bullpen for over 16 innings in these 3 games. And they've been lights out.
Yeah. Well, Will Smith went on the IL, so that helped.
Right.
So we didn't have to see him. But
you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Literally before it even happened.
Yeah.
Were you listening when we talked about that?
Yeah.
So that was the old,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
How you feeling, huh? Not too good. Huh? What ails you, Will?
Oh, my back.
Something.
It's fastball.
Yeah, that's about right.
I've been there. I know what that feels like.
Which one?
Bad back and the fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually it leaves you. Even though it wasn't that great to begin with, it gets worse. Kind of like the back. No, the bullpen stepped up. Very good. What did I tell you at the start of the year, though, Steve? We are as good, if not better, than anybody in our division. And nobody believed me.
Yeah, still don't.
I do.
Do you want to listen? Do you want to hear Paul? I want to hear Paul DeYoung. How about this guy? I mean, what is he? I mean,
how about J.J. Piccolo?
Well, that's right.
Getting him. I mean,
balling out.
Yeah.
But hey, look, we were all talking about adding a bat.
And like you said, you can't judge anybody who's with the White Sox this year.
Look,
I mean,
that trade got him out of prison.
Oh, you think? Oh, he had to be doing cartwheels to getting out of there.
Tell me how miserable it is when you're on an awful team like that. Not just like a team that's not contending, like an awful team.
What's
the worst team you've been on? What's the worst team you've been on?
That one that we started 0-21.
Okay, well there you go. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
But that's miserable.
Yeah. It is. No, there's no doubt about it. You come to the clubhouse going, how are we going to lose today?
And of course, it's going to affect your individual performance.
Sure, it is.
And then someone comes to tell you,
it's like
we're trading you to this team.
I'm expecting a lot out of Juju Smith-Schuster because,
that's right.
I mean,
Mahomes is quarterback.
Well, that and look what he was playing with last year. I mean,
he didn't do very much in New England.
Well,
who are the quarterbacks again?
Yeah, that and why would you kill yourself if your knees ached on a team you're going to win 3 games?
Bailey Zappi doesn't do it.
It's just like the hottest of takes.
No.
Well, he wasn't very productive in New England.
Oh, man, I'm excited to have Juju back.
Yeah, let's talk about the quarterback play in New England. What great analysis. Thanks for that. Listen, Paul DeYoung was.
Are we going to hear from him?
Yes, but he was miserable with the White Sox.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
They tell him, hey, we're trading you. Now you're in the playoff hunt. Go over there against this
Any player would – it's like,
right.
Wow, okay, yes.
But going to this environment, energetic team that's getting after it. What were the 12-1 against the White Sox? There's
wasn't everybody?
Not everyone apparently, but
wow.
We'll get into that. With the Royals, and again, this was a trade that they got Urseg. Oh, they got Lorenzen, and we were all wanting them to get a bat, and no one was talking about Paul DeYoung because you don't look at his numbers and say, I want that guy, and just didn't talk about it. And it was almost like an after. Oh, they added Paul DeYoung. That's a nice little deal. Look at what he's done in a Royals uniform. His slash line is 304, a 304 batting average with a 375 on base, a 625 slug. So his OPS for the Royals is 1,000. And in 64 plate appearances, 56 at bats, he has 5 homers and 12 ribbies.
That's impressive.
So that's
well, they got him to hit the home run. But you wouldn't think his average and all the other stuff would be there.
Look here.
I mean, I remember with
let's do some math.
Even with the Cardinals when he was in his prime, he didn't put those kind of numbers up.
So just to give you an example, if you're basing it on a 500 at bat season,
right?
The rate he's hitting homers, that would be like 44 home runs. So my point is he's the way he's performing is like a 40 home run guy as far as home runs per at bats in a Royals uniform.
That is really silly.
He had 5 homers in 56 at bats. So he's up there hitting a home run every 11 at bats. And getting on base.
Yeah. And getting on base. That's the thing. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to hit some home runs and hopefully some big home runs for us, but I wasn't expecting the on-base thing.
In 102 games with the White Sox, he walked 14 times. In 19 games with the Royals, he's walked 7 times. So he's already walked half the amount that he did with the White Sox in 19 games versus 102. It's amazing. He's been terrific. Let's hear Paul DeYoung, who went deep again. And how many is that now for this? He's got 23, 5 in a Royals uniform. He wasn't doing much else, but he's hitting bombs for the White Sox.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting the home runs. I wasn't expecting the on base. I really wasn't.
You're getting it all, Mike.
Yeah, we are.
Let's hear Paul DeYoung after the win last night.
Well, Paul, you weren't even on the team the last time the Royals were in first place. This will be their second day in first. But a night like tonight where you're around so long, grinding together, what does this mean?
This means a lot to our group to know what we have in front of us and to know who we have in that clubhouse and just to rally around each other and try to win a game every day. It's been a lot of fun, and we're not done yet.
Your home run certainly was the difference, but the job of this bullpen, their bullpen's been the best in baseball all year, but your bullpen was the best tonight and throughout the series. To lose Lorenzen early and the job they did, how about that?
Yeah, to know our tough schedule and the doubleheader yesterday, just everyone stepping up, trying to do their best, and that's what it's all about. We love everybody in this clubhouse. We all know we can contribute to a win, so tonight that's what we did.
You sound like a guy that's been here forever, but yet we're less than a month removed from going across the hall from the White Sox to the Royals, 5th home run as a Royal. What's clicking so well for you?
Just the environment's been awesome. The guys have been great. Just having a lot of fun trying to compete and win games. That's just what we play for, and just happy and thankful to be here.
And every bit a part of it. It's been fun to watch. You fit right into the mix. Great job. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. We'll be here soon.
Happy boy. Yeah. No, he mentioned, the environment. That is so big. I mean, the guys like each other. They have fun.
Are you suggesting the White Sox environment isn't a good one right now?
Yeah.
I think everyone's having fun. Like, hey!
Yeah, that's like going to a funeral every day.
Nope.
Kind of depressing, yes.
After the rain delay, the bullpen was perfect. 15 up, 15 down for the White Sox. So MacArthur, right? He's been up and down.
I still He's got that roller coaster thing. I'm a little worried.
Nine scoreless outings.
I know. He did. He had quite a few early too, and
you can only say what. I mean,
I understand that.
What he's doing is what he's doing.
Yeah,
it's like one of the things. Like now, like we're in it now. Like we can't. It's like a couple of months ago. Like, oh, I hope he performs down the stretch. This is it. This is the series in Cleveland. This is it. You either perform now or not. And he's coming through with everything on the line. And will he do it in 2 or 3 weeks? I don't know, but he's doing it right now. And he just helped put this team in first place.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. This bullpen, I don't feel that coming besides their sake.
But they're doing it, right? But they're doing it. I'm with you.
I thought Lynch threw great the other day.
Yes. His velo, I know all you cared about is velocity. His velo was up on everything. But
I thought he pitched the other day, which
okay.
That's
speak to that now.
Yeah.
And I don't. You were a starting pitcher, but we have seen multiple examples of a starting pitcher going to the bullpen, whether it's temporary or making that move. And then maybe they kind of freeze their mind where they're not thinking about, I got to, throw 100 pitches. I got to last 5 or 6 innings. And maybe that could help him. Is that possible?
Yeah.
And clearly,
it depends on the
velo
person.
Went up, right?
It depends on the person.
But it can help.
It can, because there's certain people who can adjust to a bullpen, pitching in the bullpen.
Wade Davis
I hated pitching in the bullpen. I felt so uncomfortable down there. Some guys, they thrive when they get there.
How about if you're a guy that's come through the system with a lot of these guys that are on the team, and you're watching this, and you're thinking, man, they're going to go to the playoffs. I want to be a part of this. I need to be a part of this. And there's not a spot in the rotation. And then they come to you and say, hey, we could use you in the bullpen. You talk about rejuvenating the young. That would feel, let's just be honest, that would feel bad. If you were Daniel Lynch and you've had multiple opportunities, and then when the Royals finally come together, you're sitting there at AAA like, oh, man, that should be me up there. I want to be up there. I want to be with them.
But you hit the nail on the head. Multiple opportunities.
Right.
You have to take advantage of opportunities when they show up.
But now he gets another one.
He gets a different role.
Right.
Which that might be it for him. That might be his thing.
But if you got the right mentality, won't you take any role on a team that's winning like this?
Oh yeah.
You just want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like a new lease on life. Like, hey, buddy, you can come up here and you can help us big time.
Yep.
And you make that move, and Will Smith goes on the IL, and Angel Zerpa goes down, and you're okay. Carlos Hernandez, another guy that at one time was looked upon favorably. But he's got a shot to help this team. He came in, he soaked up a couple of innings.
Yep.
He didn't get blasted. I know that sounds like a low bar, but he gave him a couple of innings.
Yeah, he gave him a couple of innings.
Okay, and give him one run, get out of there.
And with what went on in the last 3 games, they needed anybody to give him innings.
And let me tell you something. At this point right now, I'll ask both of you. Do you think Will Smith and Angel Zerpa could have come in and done that?
No.
No, sir.
Nope.
That's why they're not here. That's why there's an aching back now. All right? And that's why I said that on Monday when we had Scott Carroll in here. I said, you know what? I get it. Chemistry, you have respect for players and everything else, but this is not playtime. You've worked so damn hard to get in this position. You can't let some blind loyalty to any free agent or whatever else let you make you affect your judgment and allow him to come in and blow up games. Will Smith, you can't pitch anymore right now. Sorry, Zerpa. I was almost there with Stratton. Stratton looked good last night. Okay. I was almost there with Hampson. And bless his heart, he came in and had a couple of hits. Like, okay. After having an 083 across the board slash line over the past 4 weeks, he did something. But my point is, they looked at it and said, hey, we can't do this anymore. We know we brought in Will Smith to be a big part of the same. But hey, IL, Zerpa got to go. That's what you got to do.
I look at Will Smith.
Exactly what you got to do.
I look at Will Smith. going, okay, eventually you got to say, maybe it's time, because when he goes out there, it's like he's got nothing to get anybody out, nothing to get anybody out with. And I've been there. I know what that's like when you walk out in the hill and go, I have nothing to get this guy out with.
Something had to happen, and it happened.
Yeah,
and that's right, and that's exactly right.
And hey, I've been put on the it used to be the DL, the IL, when I was fine to get a guy back in who could help us.
What did they tell you?
Huh?
Like, what did they tell you? Come on, tell me.
We had to bring Gooby back.
But what would
Gooby was on the IL, and they had to bring Gooby back.
What would they say to you?
They said, we just got to bring Gooby back. We're going to put you in the IL. And I says...
But like, hey, did they say, hey, Mike, that shoulder tender? Or?
No, they just said, we're going to put you on the IL. I said, what for? He goes, because we're going to bring Gooby back.
But what did they say it was for?
I don't know what... elbow, that's what they told the...
Elbow inflammation?
Yeah, something like that.
Because that's what I said. You can ask Jake on Monday when we're sitting here. I said, Will Smith, it's to the point... Like back in my day, there would be some shoulder issues, and he'd be going on the IL.
Oh, don't say shoulder issues.
Whatever, anything. Yeah. Elbow, forearm, back. Okay.
No, I understand.
Whatever.
I totally
Neck,
understand. That's exactly
foot,
what you. That's exactly what you have
knee,
to do. You got somebody.
Calf.
They're taking up a roster spot, taking up a seat in the bullpen. You better have somebody down there when you're going for the playoffs and get somebody out. If you got a dead space there, that's not good.
But it was to the point you couldn't. There was no situation for it, and Zerpa just looked lost, and he couldn't.
Well, they abused that poor man too all year. He threw a ton of innings in a lot of situations, and I mean he looked like he was cooked.
You're going to drag your feet on MacArthur's 9 consecutive scoreless outings. Can I get you to buy in on how Schreiber's looked since he's come off the IL?
Yes, he's looked good. Yeah.
You better believe.
I have more trust in him. And I know MacArthur's throwing well. I know he's been throwing well.
He did. Schreiber looks good.
We've seen both sides of it. It's kind of like, yeah.
The timing's everything.
The trust. Yeah. I understand. The problem is we have a month left.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, if we get MacArthur happy, and all of a sudden he blows 3 or 4 games for us because we were bought into his 9 straight games of pitching well.
Well, he
ain't gonna get 3 or 4 chances.
He can't.
Though.
But that's the good thing, though.
It depends what the scores are and how
he was more capable of blowing games when he was closing. Right. That job's taken now.
You think?
Well, yeah. And that's the other cool thing too.
Gosh,
they've only had to go to Earthsake 1 time to win these 3 games.
I know it.
Because there's a temptation there. I bet you every single situation. I'm going to go to Earthsake. No, you can't. Can't do that.
Can't do that. No, I wasn't. The timing's got to be right if you're going to use that man.
A minute. Just for a minute, just tell me how badass Earthsake is when he comes into the game.
He could have pitched on the 14-15 team, and he was like that. He comes in, it's like you got no chance.
But even like there's a look to him. There's the mustache or something, and I know you love this. How quickly he works.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the hitter's ass quick.
Well, he attacks hitters.
He attacks the hitters. He doesn't let them get comfortable.
Oh no.
He's on them.
Yeah.
And even the other night against Cleveland, I was watching the Cleveland I don't know why. I was watching the Cleveland broadcast, and he doesn't have any command of his changeup tonight. But as Bluma said, it was almost kind of like an effective wildness. But then he had command of everything else, and then it was just like, even when he's not, and he finally walked a guy, right? But that's what Cleveland was
searching for
he
anything.
Walked a guy. Hold on, wait a minute, because he hadn't walked a guy since he'd been a Royal. But he's just like boom, 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 and there's something to that because I know you well enough over the years. You can't stand when a guy is taking forever in between pitches, and his defense out there like, dude, what are you doing?
Your defense goes flat-footed. Work fast. Throw strikes.
Earthsake can't wait to throw the first pitch, and the hitter's like, calm down, dude.
Yeah.
Give me a chance. Like, no, you don't get a chance. I'm Lucas. I'm lights out Lucas.
Is that his new name?
Yeah.
I like that.
When they come out and call him and see him and put the lights out.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got his own intro and everything.
No wonder nobody can hit him.
Lights out Lucas.
Yeah, can't see.
Oh, you don't love him, Jake? This guy's got a mustache out there. He's all pissed off. And that's the other thing I like. He's pissed off when he's going in there. He's pumping his fist. He's like, "Screw you, hitter."
No, he's really fun.
He's intimidating on the mound.
Yeah. And when we first got him, everybody says, "This is the guy you got to watch. His stuff is."
Mac raved about him. Mac said, "I can't believe Oakland traded him."
I can't either.
Because you have him for 5 years.
The thing, like I said earlier in the last few weeks, JJ did a hell of a job. JJ Piccolo did a hell of a job getting these guys. Because we didn't have anybody to really trade. I mean, excellent.
JJ Piccolo, YOLO.
He did a great job. Man.
And I know my expectations are nothing.
And you're worried about us coming up playing the Twins, aren't you?
Let Hunter Harvey come back.
Yeah.
If he gets healthy,
if he's healthy,
rip this microphone out of its base. I don't know why. That's what I'll do. We'll be right back after this on WHP.